Good morning and thanks for choosing Fox 10 News on this Saturday morning, July 24th. Happy Saturday. I am Gianni Navarro. Let's check in first with meteorologist Matt Barentine. And Matt, we were talking earlier this week. You said there was a change in the pattern and we're seeing a lot more sunshine than rain.
Yeah, I still get some storms around, but not nearly as many as what we had gotten used to. We're actually more in a typical July pattern. If anything, it might actually be even a little bit drier out there today, even than we were yesterday, where there were still a few storms around on our Friday. Here's what it looks like out there right now. Temperatures generally in the mid to upper 70s. This is a mild and muggy morning here as we get going on our Saturday. You can see those temperatures as we zoom on down. Mobile at 75, downtown 78, 76 on the eastern shore, and Fairhope 77 in Gulf Shores, and 79 in Pensacola here this morning. So a nice start to the day. Pretty much clear on the radar and satellite. We're not seeing much around, so we're looking good. Lots of sunshine to start the day, and it'll be like that throughout much of the day. So look at that noontime, perfectly quiet there, perfectly quiet as we head later on into the day and through the afternoon. It probably won't be until about 5, 6 o'clock until we see any pop-up showers at all. There won't be that many around today. Rain chances, I'm going at 30%. I'm probably overshooting it with that, but so just keep in mind they're likely to miss out on any rain today. So that's the good thing. So there it is. You can see those temperatures quite hot here for us this afternoon, well up into the 90s. So here's your headlines. Humid and sunny here for us this morning. We got that sizzling heat this afternoon and only isolated storms to break it up. And as we look ahead in the long range, not going to be talking about a whole lot else. It's going to continue to be quite hot, quite humid, and there will be some off and on showers and storms. More details on all of this coming up in a few minutes.
We're following some breaking news this morning. Mobile police investigating another homicide. Police say they responded to Carter Avenue after getting a call that a man was shot during a domestic dispute. According to authorities, the victim later died at the hospital. Mobile police say that one person is in custody and that they are interviewing witnesses. This is an ongoing investigation, and we will continue to bring you updates both on air and online as soon as we get them. Investigators are asking anyone with information to please come forward. A disturbing trend is developing in our area. In just the last week, 3 teenagers have been killed due to gun violence. The question remains, how do you fix the problem? Some believe young people need something to do. Others think talking and listening are important as well. Pastor Frederick Thompson is part of the Faith in Action advocacy group. When it comes to fixing this problem, they like to take a direct approach. They spend time in the communities where these crimes happen and try to give these teens something to do.
Every day is some gun violence going on somewhere in our city amongst our young people. Here in our community here, we really don't have a big problem, but we're not going to say that there's not a problem that exists.
Investigators are looking for details in the shootings of both Jalen Casino and Calvin Horn Jr. If you know anything, call police, and remember, you can remain anonymous. A Mobile man was sentenced to almost 12 years in prison for a carjacking that occurred 2 years ago. Chief U.S. District Judge Christy Dubose sentenced Darrell Tillman to 11 years and 9 months in prison. He admitted he stole a car at gunpoint in September of 2019 near a dialysis center of North Catherine Street. Police caught Tillman 4 days later after he wrecked a vehicle during a chase after officers responded to a report of a shooting and burglary on Virginia Street. In 2016, police charged Tillman with shooting Cozy Brown, a popular restaurant owner in Whistler. The following year, Brown reached out to the defendant and offered to help him turn his life around. A week after Mobile County acknowledged a cyber attack compromised sensitive employee information, we're learning more about what the hackers got. The breach happened in late May. The Mobile County Commission says an investigation has revealed names, dates of birth, and social security numbers of some Mobile County employees have been compromised. The forensics process also revealing health insurance information and routing numbers for employee direct deposits were also at risk. Mobile County is providing the employees with information about credit and identity protection, something Brian Linder, a ransomware expert with Checkpoint Software, highly recommends.
They should immediately take advantage of that. Without thinking about it, without deciding it, they should immediately enroll in credit and identity protection. So they should assume the worst, that eventually their information could be compromised.
Mobile County officials not saying much about the attack, but they do say that they are taking steps to implement additional safeguards and review policies and procedures relating to data privacy and security. There is said to be growing debate within the top levels of the Biden administration about whether to recommend or mandate the use of masks to deal with the resurgence of the coronavirus. This as the Delta variant causes a spike in cases nationwide. As President Biden waits for the latest from advisors, major policy changes could be a ways off. For the first time since last year, the 7-day average of vaccination doses going into arms is below 300,000 a day as variants spread. In New York, Mayor Bill de Blasio is asking all employees in the city to require vaccinations. In St. Louis, masks are now required indoors, even for the vaccinated. Masks are quickly becoming a midterm election issue.
If I'm elected governor here in Arkansas, we will not have mask mandates.
Nobody elected the CDC, no one elected Tony Fauci to make these decisions. Advisors advise, elected officials decide.
Many businesses and schools and summer camps are waiting to hear about whether or not they are supposed to mask up again.
Folks supposed to have common sense. But it's time to start blaming the unvaccinated folks, not the regular folks. It's the unvaccinated folks that are letting us down.
Governor Kay Ivey taking some heat over remarks she made Thursday about COVID-19. Those comments not going over well with some folks, those who are vaccinated and those who are not. But some folks took issue with the governor calling out 2/3 of the state's citizens, while others think she has a point.
It's very upsetting to hear her say that, because we're all unvaccinated and we're not bothering nobody. We're just living life in peace.
I don't blame the unvaccinated people. That's their personal choice whether or not they want to be vaccinated, and some may not be vaccinated for religious reasons or other, personal reasons.
I'm vaccinated. I think people should definitely get vaccinated. I think it's kind of a shame that we're kind of last in the nation as far as vaccination numbers right now.
It's beyond dispute that COVID is on the rise again, although nowhere near what it was during the peak of the pandemic. With Alabama last in the country in the percentage of people who are fully vaccinated, cases have increased more than 6-fold since the beginning of June. Hospitalizations also have spiked up more than 300% since July 3rd. In Mobile County, it seems the attention health and political leaders have placed on rising COVID-19 numbers is starting to have an impact. The county's top epidemiologist, Dr. Randy Murphy, says the health department did about 25% more business at its vaccine clinics last week than it has in the past.
Now this week, since we've been sort of, seeing such a stark increase in the number of cases, and we've been sort of sounding the alarm about how bad it is out there and that we have COVID and such low vaccination rates, we're starting to see the number of people seeking vaccine at our clinics go up. And what is extraordinary is the number of people that are coming in for testing.
To increase vaccination rates, Murphy said the department is trying to take the shots everywhere, from barbershops to flea markets to churches. The cruise ship battle continues in court as Florida fights to stop some of the CDC's COVID-19 regulations. Florida's Attorney General asked the Supreme Court to step in on an emergency basis to block their protocols. The CDC requires cruise lines to meet certain conditions before they can set sail, including ventilation, social distancing, and testing. Florida initially won when the state went to court to block the CDC protocols, but then a federal appeals court sided with the CDC, leaving the rules in place. Florida's Attorney General argues the CDC has shut down the entire nation's cruise industry for over a year, stating these regulations harm an industry which 159,000 Floridians rely on for work.